Jay still on the beat.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. That boy.
Okay, our next review is going to come from Arthur Seven Steps, The Slave Planet. This book got a 4-star review from our reviewer. It was very well written and had few grammatical errors. Big ups to 7 for that. Books without any grammatical errors are the best on the market because I don't have to fight and try to figure out exactly what was supposed to go there or what was meant. The title had me thinking it was a book about to be a book about slaves, or the book version of the movie Roots. However, the reviewer was in for a rude awakening. The story took place on the planet Venus. The characters were young kids and their mothers. There were no fathers in the story, but toward the end it became clear how the children were created. The kids and their mothers all had slaves. Some of the kids and their parent had more than one slave. And you won't believe who the slave was. The kick of the story that the entire planet is ran by women and all the slaves are males. Doesn't seem like it was a man's world after all in this book, fellas. Sorry. Anyways, they have to do exactly what the women say, or they will be punished or executed. Okay. The higher council was only women. So with a bunch of women together, this book is full of drama and jealousy. Some women were falling in love with their slaves, but guess what? That was against the law. Totally. So now we know the book also includes sex, lying, and sneaking. Slaves, sex, lying, and sneaking. Great tale. We now have all the recipes for a delicious book. The Slave Planet keeps the readers intrigued. I read the book in one setting. Reviewer read this in one day, didn't have to take a few hours. The ending was somewhat sad. I'm glad Empress Aries got handled. I only wish they would have zapped Countess June Sue also. Maybe they would get her in part 2. Great book. Keep up the good work. So big up 7 on that 4-star book. You did a great job of intertwining sci-fi with urban drama, sex, and lies, and jealousy. That was a great story idea. Myself would have not thought of to put something like that, but you did a great job and you worked it well. Our next review is The First Lady's Choice by Arthur K.K. Harris. Okay. This one can be a Christian fiction book. And a lot of people don't read Christian fiction because a lot of people are not that religious. They don't claim a religion. They may be spiritual, but they're not religious. But this book right here actually kept the reviewer's attention. It was a 4-star read. Again, let's look at the cover. The cover of this book is a tad bit bland. It's not very eye-catching. Even though the book has a Christian church type setting, I would have still chosen well-dressed models. I would have had them in their Easter Sunday sharp. This more than likely would have caught the reader's eye. The cover you have is full of poise and etiquette, but it's not screaming, "Look at me." And you always want to cover the screen. Read the back of me. Read my synopsis. Read the foreword. Read the prologue. Read the epilogue just to like the book. So you don't want to throw any reads with the cover because a bland cover will not sell well with readers. You know, readers are visual people. So they're going to take your cover and they're going to apply that to your story as they're reading it because they're going to be able to imagine this story as they're reading it. Okay. The plot of the story is brilliant. It gives off a sense of urgency that keeps you reading and unable to put the book down. Big ups, KK. The story flows without any errors. It doesn't seem rushed. Neither is there any gaps or lapse of information. And that is huge. Lapse in information or gaps in anything will have readers trying to figure out what are you talking about, where did that come from, where is she going, where that, you don't want those questions, not those type of questions, and not for that reason. The spelling and punctuation was perfect with one exception. A character's name was used in the wrong spot. We always got to find those wrong spot character names because I've done it in the past before in one of my old books. However, the flow of the book made it easy to understand, though. You put this book together very well. Now, the beginning of the book is a bit slow. The author basically introduced the characters with a little history on them. However, once you finish that small section, you will not want to put the book down. That's great. Kept the reader's attention. Even after stating that the book was really slow in the beginning, you was able to pull the reader back in, so that's a big ups to you, KK. The storyline also hit home a lot and included church and the members that pretended to be holier than thou. We all know that we go through that every day in real life settings. That's part of the reason why I've omitted church for a little while because I don't condone a fake religious person claiming a Christianity, or whatever it is, they have no clue as to what is included in that. So I totally understand that. The preacher and the members of the church were the biggest sinners. I would recommend this book to others that love to read Christian fiction books. You will not be disappointed. You did a great job. Big up KK Harris. This was a great read. Our next review is Capable of Anything 1 series by T.S. Brumsey. Now, we're currently reviewing this entire series, Capable of 1, 2, and 3. We're also reviewing the series that follows this that's a part of this whole lineup, titled Falling. So look for those reviews coming soon as well. T.S. Brumsey is over in Europe. She's living her life as a mother, a wife, and an author. She does a great job. I've seen her books. They are great stories. So let's give big ups to T.S. Brumsey. Again, the title, Capable of Anything, Book 1. Okay? And this story is about the following from the review. Capable of Anything is a perfect title because the characters in this book definitely live up to that. The grammar was great, hardly any errors in spelling. Again, Brumsey, big ups, because it is hard to release an error-free book. Authors can't catch everything. T.S. Brumsey introduces you to the story that makes you take your time so that you get to know the different teenagers and their drama. Stephen and his sister Candace are dealing with the death of their mom. They move back to their hometown, leaving their best friends Jacob and Brandy behind. Both being star basketball players, they find themselves in a world full of drama with their fellow teammates. Candace falls in love with Kelvin, but it seems another guy has her heart, and yet a different guy catches her eye. Stephen falls for Sabrina, but due to overactive hormones, will he be able to prove his self-worthy of Sabrina's heart? Good question. Candace's best friend Brandy comes to visit, and even though she has a boyfriend back home in LA, another guy captures her heart. Can Samar and Shaw get right for their cheating boyfriends and find someone who knows their worth? Or will they continue waiting on them to change? This is one of the biggest love circles in town. Who will end up with who? These feisty girls may be teammates, but they're enemies when it comes to their men, and they'll fight to prove it. But how far are they willing to go? Who will get hurt behind lies, drama, and that mouth? Find out what the other teammates who aided the messy drama that completes the circle of love. I can't wait to see what part 2 brings amongst the young loves these friends and enemies have in store. I recommend the series to working women who love to read about drama. This will satisfy your thirst for it. The book reviewers approves. Again, this is a 4-star read, and we recommend this book to any woman that wants to read some reality show drama in the book. Big ups, T.S. You did a great job. The next review is Chasing What I Can't Have, a thug love story by Arthur Melby. That's the cover. The cover, to me, it's a bit bland, but it could have had more. And I see a drop of a city at the bottom. I'm not sure what city that is. And a silhouette of a man and a woman at the top. Again, I could have been maybe a little more detailed, but that's totally up to the reviewer and their publisher. 4-star book. The review, sometimes blood is not thicker than water. In Chasing What I Can Have, the female characters were Mimi and KK, best friends by sight, but to anybody else, they were sisters from different mothers. The male characters were Blandon, aka B, and Quincy, aka Q. So B and Q. Their relationship mirrored Mimi's and KK's. They were best friends. Everyone met in high school where love was a word used very loosely. Mimi was feisty and didn't play with anyone. She was capable of holding her own down at all times. Q was a real man and could get any woman that he wanted, but he only had eyes for Mimi. Then there was KK, a quiet, reserved female that normally kept to herself. She possessed low self-esteem and didn't think she was pretty. In comes B, a basketball player who was a heartbreaker. Once he saw KK, he knew that she was the woman for him. It was just a point of convincing her that she was. And in the money corner, we have SJ. She was a cousin that nobody wanted. It was all about her and her only. She got what she wanted and didn't care who she hurt, even if it was family. I know y'all got a lot of those people like that, friends and family, who just don't even care. No morals, no nothing, no loyalty, nothing. So I'm sure y'all can relate to that. SJ was caught up in some mess from her past, which left every person in harm's way, even herself. This book was so good, with the only exception of a few grammatical errors that weren't memorable. This book was on point. The author did a great job keeping all the characters in their lane. It was a great to see each character's reflection to the same situation. This novel flowed like butter on a hot roll. Nothing was out of place, and it was well thought of. The cliffhanger at the end left me upset and mad at the author. And that's what we want. We want all readers to be anticipating that next book. So you have to leave the biggest cliffhanger that's going to make them be checking back. Like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? It's aggravating, but it happens. It is so not fair of how her life was hanging in the balance. I'm so ready for book 2. So big ups. That was again 4-star rating. Arthur Melby did a great job in transitioning that story, and we can't wait for part 2. Our next few reviews is from Fatima Monroe. The first one is I Stay Down to Ride. This was a 5-star review book. Okay, and more of the review says, hopefully part 2 we will see more of Jacob acting macho since he is characterized as an alpha male. Another issue that I had was the way the story just ended. There was no further explanation about whether there was another part to the book. So again, we have to make sure that if we're going to leave a cliffhanger, leave it there so it's obvious that there's another part. If not, we got to end it with an epilogue or end it so that we know that it's not continuing. Readers will get confused waiting for a second book that never pops up because they never knew it was a standalone. So we want to make that indication as well. The cliffhanger at the end will have readers a little mad because I know that I was like, oh no. I will continue to read the rest of the series, because it really held my attention. I wish that I could have given this book 5 stars, but because of the reasons I stated earlier, I couldn't. I am positive the rest of the series won't disappoint me at all. So big up, Shannon. You did get a 4-star book. Again, that's the cover. The next review that we're going to do is Fooling Around by Phoenix Williams. This story right here. Phoenix did her thing with this story. She really did her thing with this story. She put her all into the story. You can feel it as you read it. She did a great job in this story. 4-star review, Phoenix. The biggest negative of the story were editing the format. That took away a star. This is supposed to be a 5-star book. Editing and formatting is so important in books because, like I said, again, you want somebody to tell you beforehand. You don't want it in a review. And that is the first part of the review. That the biggest negative about the story was editing the format. No paragraph indentations, plenty of overlooked missed words, misspellings, and incorrect grammar that would have been caught by and corrected by an editor. So books need to be edited. Again, Shelby Lazenby, Arthur Milan, and Arthur Jasmine Devonish are editors. Please contact one of them so that your book is properly edited before it hits the damn Amazon shelves, okay? That's just a recommendation for all. Okay, so they were getting back to this review. The story read well. Got me up here researching how to be a cam model. Definitely trying to figure out how much income I can gross from being a cam model because this book's character made a lot of money as a cam model. The cover art isn't too sexualized and inappropriate, so it leaves much to the imagination. And when you catch the title, Fooling Around, it's exactly that. They in there fooling around. Okay, the players in this book were fooling around. It was a shame that Rain was crossed in the manner that she was, because she was definitely crossed. Y'all got to read how she was crossed. It's just sickening. Like Rain, many women give up on love and blame every guy after heartbreak because of vulnerability. Phoenix did a great job connecting the characters and developing a sound plot. Oh, but the subplot. Phoenix she's a gift. I can't wait for book 2 because Soraya and Jax, and I think that's who it is, Jax, they got some explaining to do. So great job, Phoenix. The book reviewers approved. If it hadn't been for those minor issues, this would have been a 5-star book, baby. Trust me. Okay. Next review is going to be for my own book, Blood In, Blood Out, Buffy and Butler Saga. That is a follow-up to my series, Dope Doe in a Dream. It was reviewed by one of the reviewers. It was a 5-star book. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. This story is steady-paced and so full of raw drama and lust, you can't wait to see what happens next. I love the cover because the picture alone gives you a mental vision of what you're reading. Buffy finally escapes her old lifestyle of stripping, tricking, but more importantly, her abusive boyfriend Cheddar. After pulling Butler, the man she was determined to get, she is finally able to upgrade and live the life that she always wanted to live. Excuse me. Can Buffy live the life of a housewife, or will she fall back into the streets and lose it? Find out in this Cocaine original. 5-star review. If you all read Dope in the Dream series, y'all know exactly how dumb Buffy was for Cheddar, how Cheddar disrespected her, and how Butler came in and saved the day. Don't miss this follow-up story standalone to see exactly what happens in the lives of Buffy and Butler. 5-star review. The next story right now, after that, no more. So those are all our reviews for this session today. I want to thank all of the authors personally for sending in their books and believing in the review team. That's myself. That's going to be Arthur Anye, Arthur Phoenix Williams. We're going to have Shani Green Dowdell. We're going to have Fatima Monroe on several books. We're going to have Phoenix Williams. We're going to have T.S. Brumsey. We're going to have Mel B, K.K. Harris, 7 Steps, J.B. Vemple, as well as Olivia Shaw and Yashika Lachey. Thank you all for sending your books in to the reviewers for your reviews. Thank you for liking our reviews. Thank you for sharing our service. We appreciate everything that we are trying to do with you all, that you all believe in and trusting us to do. We're not going nowhere. I just want to make that very clear. The book reviewers aren't going nowhere. The reviewers alone, the team is too important to authors and businesses right now. In a couple of months, we'll be opening up our genres to all genres. Right now, again, we're doing urban everything. That's sci-fi, that's horror, that's erotica, that's street lit, that's women's book. Anything urban, we're doing it. Okay, all black authors, we want you to submit your books. If you don't believe in this service, just watch how it takes off. We also have promotional packages available starting at $15. Don't miss out getting your book review and getting the review promoted so that other readers can come along, readers that you didn't even know existed. Again, I am Arthur Cocaine, representing Reviews Galore, aka the book reviewers. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day.